Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing a new kit that I'm going to put together that's using mainly Simple Stories Hearth and Home. I'm going to be throwing in a few other things from my stash, but mainly it's Hearth and Home. And I really like this collection and I really had a lot of fun creating with it. I actually created 5 layouts this weekend. Um, and most of them are fairly simple because they are going to be vintage photos. So I'm not going to go all out on them. Not that I can't, but it's just that uh, some of the photos, like these ones here, where my family's sitting at the dinner table just eating, have a conversation, I think the photos need to stand out more than anything else. So, and some of them will have a little bit more details on them than others. And then I have a few photos of my son, my youngest son, the one where he's sitting in the high chair doing what he loved best, which was eating. Still true now. And then these other photos of him packing chili. And I also have photos of tortillas, homemade tortillas by my mom. And I'm going to get those scrapbook too. So here you can see I have the foam stickers. This is both sets of the foam stickers, the back and the front. I have a die here that's a doily, and it doesn't really cut very well. I think it's because of my mat. I really need to find my other mat. I still haven't found my extra mat, but I'm going to be looking for that so that I can cut it out for one of the other layouts. I have the chipboard set here, and then I have this Simple Stories set. I can't remember the name of this one. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think it's basic something. Simple Vintage Essentials. And it's basically just more title pieces and they're on foam. I don't have any stickers for this collection and I don't have any ephemera packs. So that's where the dies are going to come into play. And then I have some leaves right there that you can see. And I also have papers that I'm going to bring in from my stash that are 6x8. And mainly I'm going to use those to mat photos. I have no idea where I disappeared to. Anyways, like I said, I do have some 6x8 papers. One is a Minte set, and then one is also a scrapbook.com paper pad. But I'll show that one when I use that one on the layouts. I don't use it on this one. This one I just use the 2 sheets there that you see, and those are from Acorn Lane, which is also Simple Stories. And then the vintage, or not the vintage, the Minte pack is basically really soft colors, and it's a grandma's attic, I think is what that one's called. And it works really well with these papers. I also brought in background papers from Paper Rose. This is Simple Stories, and this is also, or that was not Simple Stories. That was uniquely creative from my stash. And then these are Simple Stories papers that I have here. I don't have very many of them, so that's why I brought in a few of the other ones from Paper Rose, because again, I've said before that I really like the Paper Rose papers as backgrounds and they're going to work really well with the collection Hearth and Home from Simple Stories. So here I have this sheet here that's a 12 by 12. The other side is the pretty flowers on a black background. And here's the first layout. It's going to be an 8.5 by 11 layout, and it's a single photo just of my son sitting in the high chair. And I kind of liked the little design at the bottom of this paper that shows like the mixer and different items in the kitchen. And basically, the reason I'm putting that is because I am going to add journaling to this layout at a later date. I usually almost always do my journaling off camera. And I'm just going to say that I made a lot of his food for the first year. Um, Not that, he couldn't have ate what we were eating. A lot of times he did. He ate a lot of whatever we ate for dinner. But for breakfast and lunch, I made his food. And that was just a choice that I made. So here I'm making my shelf bigger at the bottom. There was a little shelf at the bottom of the layout, but it wasn't big enough to hold the title. And I decided I just wanted a bigger shelf piece at the bottom, and I also wanted to tear the top of this paper. So I decided I was going to make it, I believe it's like 1.5 inches at the bottom of the wood grain. And I'm going to put the title that says homemade at the bottom with the foam stickers from the sticker sheet. And then I'll bring in thickers from my stash. Actually, I used them on my last or one of my Halloween layouts. So they weren't sitting on the desk. I did put them away, but they were still very easily accessible. So, and I really like the way they look, so I brought them back in. And it's okay. I'm really trying to use up a lot of my thickers. Um, and then once they're gone, I probably will stop buying thickers unless I can get them at a discount or from a kit club because they are so expensive. Most of my thicker stash is from clearance at either Hobby Lobby or online kit clubs or just Tuesday morning before they closed. So then at the top of the layout, I put another brown piece of the wood grain paper at the top, and that was 1/4 inch. And again, that's just to add a little bit more at the top. Actually, it's 1/2 inch, not 1/4 inch. And again, so here I am adding the home at the bottom. I do add um, liquid glue to these after the fact. They stuck at first and they seemed to be sticking pretty good. I even tried to pull on it and it didn't really come off. But as I noticed when I was taking pictures of the layout, they were falling off. So I did go ahead and add liquid glue to those. I also added liquid glue to these ones here. These are the gold ones that I brought in that say homemade or say made. So it says homemade. And then I'm going to get started on the photo. And the photo is going to be backed on, this is just basil white cardstock. And I had that actually as a scrap piece that fit the photo perfectly. So I went ahead and used it. And I did distress the edges of it. And then I'm going to mat it on the orange paper. And this is more of like a burnt orange color. And that is in this collection. It's also at the very bottom of this collection. Um, the little item at the bottom, not the salt shakers. The salt shakers are wood grain. It's one of the little flower pots. That's that orange terracotta color. But it also helps just the photo pop since it's really large and it's that color at the top. And then I'm going to put this little title piece across his photo that says my happy place. Because, like I said, he loved to eat. And this was his little, sitting in the high chair, sucking up noodles is what he has in his mouth. And then that little piece there was from the die set. And it just looks like, oh, what does it look like? It looks like it's a little strip, but it's messed up. Like it's a messy strip or a strip of paint almost. So I thought it would be cute to add it on the photo where I'm going to place that, my happy place. So that's all I'm doing there. I did not ink up the edges on that piece there just because it's kind of on the small side. I did ink up the edges of the background paper and the torn paper and the orange paper and the wood grain. This little flower here, I'm going to add up here at the top since that same flower is in the word home. And then right on top of it, I'm going to put that little foam sticker. That's right to the right. It's black and it says menu. And like I said, when I add the journaling, it'll make a little bit more sense that it says menu because within the journaling, it'll say, that I used to make his food. This is cornucopia from Spiegelmom Scraps. It's a sequin mix that just came out now for November. and it actually matches perfectly. So excited for that because I will have, I've been using it a lot. So I like when I get mixes that match the collections that I'm working on currently. So here I'm just going to put a few down here at the bottom by the end of homemade. And then I'm going to put a few up at the top by menu. I couldn't decide where I was going to put the other ones since I usually do it in clusters of 3. But I decided just to add 2 clusters up there by the flower. I'm going to add them here first at the bottom, and then I'll go up to the top of the flower and I'm going to add 3 more of them. And then pretty much that's it. And like I said, I've already created quite a few layouts, so I definitely will have layouts for the rest of the week, including on Wednesday, I will have a different collection for 49 and Market, actually, and it's with my friend Christine Harden for our twin series. And I'm kind of excited for that layout also. So there you go. There's a little close up, and I will have close ups right here at the end. And please, if you guys like and subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you guys like this video, I much appreciate it. I am over 500 subscribers and I'm going to be coming up with something to do for that. It probably won't be till the new year just because I know everybody's busy with the holidays. But thank you guys for coming by and watching my videos. Bye.